Okay, in this lesson we're going to take a look at cascading style sheets and backgrounds. Okay, I've got a real simple page here. It's just got kind of a header section and kind of a slogan here, and then I've just got some fake text that I put in here, and then I've got a copyright down at the bottom. So what I want to do is I want to style this sheet focusing on backgrounds. So let's take a look at the syntax for backgrounds. Now in CSS, to kind of get your head around backgrounds, backgrounds can contain images, colors, so forth. And each individual tag can be styled with a background. So you can have a background for a paragraph, you can have a background for an H1 header, so forth and so on. So we're going to look at each one of these a little bit differently. So first of all, if in the body tag, if we want the whole body of the document, which right now is white, and what I've done is I've got all these particular CSS syntax codes, I've got them commented out with the comment tag. So as I uncomment each one, it's going to show us what happens here. So in the background we can have, these are some of the descriptors you can use. So I'm going to use this background right here. Now this is red, green, and blue as far as hexadecimal code for color. So red, F is all the way up. So this is going to be red, no green, no blue. So we're going to take out the background. We're going to take out this comment right here for our body. I'm going to save that, and let's see what happens when we refresh. So now our background is totally red. Okay, so let's take this and let's put this back in for just a second. And now I've got this little image here called star.gif. Now GIF images are transparent, so this white area can be transparent where it would show through. And then I've got another GIF called blue dot. Okay. Now in images will stack on documents. So in other words, if you were thinking about back in grade school, you would take and cut out different objects and you could stack them on top of each other. Well, the same thing applies in CSS. You can stack images on one on top of each other. So let's go back to our image and let's take that out. So we've got that taken out. Let's save that. Go back here and let's refresh, and now we're back to the white background. Okay, so let's uncomment the little star picture. So this is the way you put the syntax for if you want an image to show up. So it's URL parentheses and then star.gif is the one that I'm using, and so that needs to be in the same folder as the CSS, so we can find it real easily. Okay, so I'm going to save that, and by default, what it's going to do is it's going to repeat that star continuously as a background image. Okay, so if we want to change that, what we need to do is apply some other CSS to do that. So we can do no repeat. So we can take out this comment right here. Save that, and let's see what happens when we refresh. So it just has the one star right here. Now you notice when I scroll, the star goes up with the text. If we wanted that to stay there, like for instance a logo, like a watermark, then what we can do is we can make this, we can uncomment one of these lines right here. Now scroll means it scrolls with the page, which is default, and what we're going to do is we're going to uncomment the fixed one. So we want it to be fixed where it is. Now by default it's at the top left. So let's we save that and let's refresh. Now watch what happens when I scroll. It stays in the background and the text scrolls right over it. Okay, so let's put that back. Let's take a look at what these repeats mean. So we've got repeat, which is what it's doing right now. If we just want it to repeat along the x-axis, we can take out this one. And so our image will just repeat along the x-axis. Let's see what that looks like. So now we just got it across the top, and the same thing would go for the y. So I've uncommented the y now. Let's save that. Let's take a refresh. Now it goes down the left hand side. Let's take a look at some of these other ones. Now if we want it to be in the top center, we can uncomment this one right here, and let's take a look at that. So now we've got repeating going on. So what's going on with that? Background position, top center. If we want no repeat, let's see what we get on that. Now we got top center, no repeating. So we needed to turn on no repeating in order to get just one at the top center. Okay? Now let's take a look at some other backgrounds that I've created here. I've got a paragraph that I'm styling. So the P tag I'm styling with a dot, and the dot means class. There's class and there's ID. We're using class here. And we've got one called blue dot, which I gave that my own name. And in this style, we're going to have a background of, actually this is going to be blue right here if we just use this. And this will be an image, that blue image that we had, or that blue dot. And the H1 we've got here styled as red. And then the H3 we've got styled as green. Okay, we've got a class of green. So let's take a look at some of these different pieces and how they'll stack. First of all, let's go back up here and let's comment out the no repeat so that we can get the star repeating on the page, and we don't want it to be top center. So let's do that. Let's make sure that works. Let's do it one at a time. Just make sure everything works. Okay, so we've got our stars going here. Now we've got a paragraph called blue dot. So let's take a look at that. Here's our paragraph, and we've defined our P tag, and then we've got class equals, and then quotation marks blue dot. So it's already ready to go. All I got to do is uncomment. First of all, let's uncomment the background. Let's see what we get. So we do that, and we refresh. Now you can see that the stars are in the background, but now this paragraph, which is coming further down the style sheet, is stacking on top of those stars. If we go in here and take out the background and we put in the blue dot, save that, and let's see what we get now. Now we've got blue dots stacking on top of stars for our paragraph. Let's go down to the H1, which we've styled with red, and the H3, which we've styled with green. This is probably going to be really ugly, but let's just take a look at it. And let's refresh that. And now you can see that the H1 tag gets red right here because it has a class of red. Okay, and then this section right here, this is an H3, gets green. So the only thing left we haven't styled is this copyright on the bottom. So by applying these different background images, you can apply them to different tags. You can define divisions and have different background colors and images in divisions. So that's basics of adding background to different elements using CSS.